My name is Brandon Bell. I attend Martin Luther King Jr. Career Campus. The Morehouse trip was a nice trip. I mean, because at first I didn't expect to get a lot of stuff from it like I did. Because when I went, I was like, okay, man, I'm here. Okay, what's gonna happen? Then it took off when I got in the airport. And then when I got in Atlanta, I knew it was real. And when I got there, it was just so much fun. It was like a wonderful trip because I met new people and I grew from the trip because I started opening up my mind and thinking about what I want from life. And it was just a fun trip. And I was just thinking like, okay. And I was just like around a whole bunch of successful black people. And I just didn't want to be like, okay, well, that just woke me up like, man, if they can do it, I can do it. So then after that, I went to my hotel room and started writing. And when I was writing, I'm like, this ain't stuff that I usually say. So I'm like, okay, I'm changing. And then that night I went to sleep, woke up the next morning thinking about everything in life. How I want a nice house for my family, how I want to be successful, how I want to be remembered as something positive and something instead of something negative. The most memorable event that happened on the field trip was the museum that we attended. I liked that the most. The graduation was powerful, but I liked the museum more. I don't know why, it just took a hold of me. I just went home and bragged about the museum. Cause I liked the things that was in there because of what black people came from and what we going through. And that it just was like, wow, if we can go from here to there and still try to struggle with it and try to keep progressing, that's a powerful thing. The thing that caught my attention was, I can't remember his name, but he wanted to open up the first black school. But he was a black man and wanted to open the first black school. He invested his whole life into opening that school. Some of the obstacles young black men have to overcome in high school, dealing with education, is girls, friends, and just basically, how bad do you want it? Because some people, they so hip to seeing the drug dealers with the nice things, they thinking, man, I don't need education. All I need is, okay, give me a corner, put some dope in my pocket, I'm the man. That's what they think. And another reason, girls is, it can take a major effect because the girls up here, you're not focused. You just thinking on what's the next girl you can get, or I gotta get this girl to prove a point. Yeah, friends, because if your friends slacking from school, you gonna wanna join with your friends because that's who you used to being around, that's who you established with. And when your friend's not attending school, you just like, okay, my friend's not here, why should I be here? These my boys, I gotta be with my boys, and you're not thinking like that. Especially nowadays in high school, teachers don't care. So you don't have no motivation to keep you going. So your friends is your motivation. And apparently your motivation is being on the streets. So that's what it is. When I first stepped off the bus at Morehouse, I was like, man, this is a big campus. I was just shocked to actually be there because it's in the ghetto. And I was just sitting there like, man, this can't be happening. So I'm just thinking like, man. Then after that, I just zoned out and stopped thinking about it and was just looking at the campus like, wow, I'm actually here. I'm actually where black men are strong and positive. That coming from my surroundings, I'm like, that ain't, I thought that'd never be possible. Don't get me wrong, from my neighborhood, it's positive men, but they doing negative things. So, I mean, when I stepped off the bus, all that just went away and I was like, man, I'm actually here. I'm gonna make the best of it. And I actually met somebody, and he, a senior that graduated from Morehouse and was telling us things about it. So after that, brain started kicking in. Even though it was a field trip, your brain not supposed to work, things changed. I wrote about Atlanta, like the stuff that I saw, and it was just like, man, a lot of stuff that I wrote about. My perspective of the young men coming up to me talking about stuff was like, okay, maybe I should listen to what they saying. Seeing where they at now, graduating from Morehouse, one of the top colleges in the nation, it's like I had to listen. And they was just saying, like, stuff. And I remember this guy named Josh. He said something powerful, and it was like I remember, matter of fact, we had to write it down. And when we wrote it down, I was just like trying to repeat it, but I never really fully understood it. And like he had the most influence on me because he was saying like stuff that was out of the ordinary. Because he said that he wanted to read 75 books this year, and he was on book number 17. And I was just thinking like, okay, what would want to make you push yourself to do something like that? Like, okay, because me, I'm the type of person, I need motivation to just pick up a comic book just to read it because my attention span is so short. My sister, she was actually happy because I got off the bus when we got back. I wanted to wear my suit, so I just threw on my suit. And my sister was just smiling. She was so happy. And I was just like, wow. Just having on a suit can make my sister happy. Imagine if I graduated from college, how happy she would be. So that was just my main motivation. That's what pushed me, is my sister. Even though she get on my nerves, that's my motivation right there.